Hello everybody, Silentwisher here with another Zeus training video for you. In this video, particularly, we're going to talk about 5 different ways we can simulate enemy artillery. So, first and foremost, we have units on the ground, right? You can direct control these, use their artillery computers, and, control them yourselves. So I guess that's technically a bonus. Or you can use units on the ground and then use the artillery fire mission combined with the create target. Set your target, fire your rounds, and off they go. So they'll go over to here and cause an explosion here shortly. Wow, those rounds are going way up there. Quite the arc. Well, anyways, while we wait for those to land, we also can discuss sound modules. Now, I won't be showing that particularly in this video, but there are some audio modules that can sound like artillery impacting in a distant area. There we go. There's those mortars landing. Now, like I said, sound modules are an option if they work with your server and work with the combination of mods that you're using on your server. In some occasions, the sound modules will cause you and or your server to crash, so use those sparingly. Next, we're going to talk about fire support modules, which are under Zeus modules empty and then fire support. So these are done by hand. So you're going to have to use your mind here and make sure it seems realistic. The artillery isn't just instantly on the guys that you're creating the mission for. And as you can see, there's small mortar, the 155, and then a 230 millimeter rocket. And depending on the modules you have, depending on the mods you have in your game, affects whether or not that's just one big rocket strike or a cluster like that. Now, you'll also notice I have some other options like bombing runs and stuff, but in this video we're talking specifically about artillery. So no aircraft strikes and stuff like that. Next, we're going to talk about using explosives to simulate artillery in the distance. So, you're going to go to Units, Empty, then you're going to go to Things, scroll down to Explosives, which is right here. You can use any of these to get the desired effect, but for example, let's say that these guys are players, and I'm wanting to simulate artillery landing in this general area. So I prefer the large IED urbans with this, but you'll get the idea. So I will set these off one by one from their point of view, and you can kind of see how this looks like artillery coming in instead of, actual artillery coming in. So, from a player's point of view, they can't really tell what that is. And the resulting factor, you can't tell either. They just see craters and that's it, right? So that is another way to simulate artillery when, say, artillery modules or something aren't working properly. And if you're curious how I detonated those, I selected them and hit the end key. Next, we're going to talk about 3CB effects. Obviously, this only matters if you have 3CB. But in my unit's case, we're going to talk about the various artillery options in this section as well. So first we have Airburst Rounds, which I will display here. These rounds will explode right before the round, as you can see. So, if you want to use Airburst Rounds, you got those. Then, of course, you have various millimeters of high explosive, which will impact the ground and cause shrapnel. And then we have the Jdams and Scuds. Now, Jdams are technically, well, there is no technicality. They come from planes, but the planes don't actually spawn in the game. So you can actually use these as really big artillery rounds. Same goes for the Scud. Now, talking about the Scud doesn't have much of an explosive radius. It says HE, but it's not really HE. Now, if we call this in, you'll see the rocket. There it is. And in this case, it didn't kill this building, but normally it kills buildings, and that's about it. I mean, it will hurt players, but it's more meant to destroy a lot of buildings and stuff. The only reason it didn't kill this building is this building has God mode or something like that in the map editor itself. Now we're going to talk about the two Jdam options. So we have the 500 pounder, which is pretty big. And then, of course, we have the 1,000 pounder, which is even bigger. And as you can see, that one actually caused a building to fall down. So you can use all of these as artillery options. Now, a bonus we're going to talk about is the WP smoke rounds, also known as white phosphorus rounds. So you have 60 millimeter and 81 millimeter options. You call these in, and if you don't know what white phosphorus is, that's what Google's for. I will not explain what white phosphorus is in this video, but it is a very effective weapon against infantry forces. So that is all for the artillery video for today. I will be releasing some additional videos alongside this one. I hope you found it useful, informational, helpful, blah, blah, blah. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.